Good evening. My name is Vicki Pulis, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to our webinar about literacy projects and programs for your Rotary Club. Our presenter today is Lindy Beatty. Lindy's a member of the Rotary Club of Nevada City 49er Breakfast, and she served as club president in 2012 and 13. She definitely has a passion for youth and a passion for literacy, and she is currently serving as our district literacy chair. So Lindy, with that, I will turn the webinar over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Vicki, for that wonderful introduction. I truly appreciate it. So good evening. Thank you for attending this webinar. I'm really excited about this. Hopefully in the next 20 minutes, we'll be able to explore the opportunities through a lot of Rotary resources that you can engage your club in literacy projects. Whether you're just getting started or whether you want to take your literacy project to the next level. I hope you'll find one good idea or one resource to help you on that journey. So let's get started. So why is literacy important? So as we all know, Rotary International, through all of our clubs' work in the world, has defined 6 areas of focus. These are the 6 areas of focus. If you're not familiar with them, I'm glad you're seeing them now. And as you can see, one of these areas of focus combines basic education and literacy. This makes sense since literacy is so important in almost every aspect of life. So let's look at the definition of literacy. Literacy is a person's ability to read, write, and comprehend. Now, comprehension is important in so many different areas. It's important and an integral part of many of these functional areas, including healthcare, personal safety, that would mean if you want to read a sign that you can or cannot cross a street, food and nutrition, whether something is good or bad for you, for jobs, and especially in finances. Literacy is important for everyday living, and I know I am going to be very redundant in a lot of these things, but it's so important that we understand that literacy is important to everyday life and the skills that people have to help them reach economic opportunities. If they are deficient in any of these skills, it can reduce their economic opportunities significantly. We look at 3rd grade in this country as an identifying factor of how important it is that children learn to read by the 3rd grade. And most of that reading is important because rather than learning to read in the 3rd grade, in the 4th grade, it switches to reading to learn. And so that's why we need to understand how important a 3rd grade reading level is to children in that area, in that arena, and moving on into their next stages of life. Because studies in non-industrialized countries have indicated that there is a direct relationship between education level attained and the key health status indicators such as life expectancy and infant survival. And unfortunately, we still have 22% of American adults with minimal literacy skills. So there are many, many ways that we not only can help our children with reading, becoming reading successful, but we can also help adults become reading successful. And I think that as you progress along looking at what your club's needs are and what your community needs are, that you will discover that there are many opportunities to work with adults also in the literacy field. There are so many ways within our service area, avenues of service, which is one of the fabulous arenas of Rotary. Whenever I talk to people about Rotary and our avenues of service and how nicely all of our avenues of service are outlined to incorporate the needs of our community in these avenues of service, people are astounded. That's one of my recruiting tools for Rotary. We can incorporate them into every single aspect of our avenues of service. And this is what's such an exciting part of the literacy project also, is that you can interject a literacy project even in something that you're currently doing. I would encourage you to look at all your avenues of service and see how you can work collaboratively among the avenues of service in order to introduce a literacy project or to increase or to kind of bring your literacy project up to the next level or expand it a little bit. Is there another literacy component? Is there something that somebody has been looking to refresh, an international project, maybe collaborate with a non-Rotary organization? Bring those people into our literacy world. And of course, with youth services, literacy can be everywhere. And that's the exciting part of how your club can incorporate literacy into a myriad of the avenues of service in any way, shape, or form that you, when you evaluate your community, that you can see where literacy can be of helpful in your community. So getting started sometimes is a little intimidating for people. My recommendation would be is that you look towards a group of 2 or 3 people within your club who have a passion for literacy. These are just some kind of these are a few basic indicators of what a person would do, either be a literacy chair or a literacy committee. It's kind of a job description, for lack of a better word. And it can help you identify and explain to your club or people that you have identified what role they would be playing in helping your club engage in literacy projects. Remember, always remember, we at the district are here to help you be successful with whatever literacy project you choose to explore, especially in regards to if you think it really will help your community. We're all here to help you, particularly me, and I will have my contact information, as Vicki said, will be sent to you afterwards, but it will also be available on this webinar at the end. Some clubs are combining the 4-way test with literacy through a book series called The Apple Dumpling Adventure. Their website is here on the slide, as you can see. They have a starter kit which runs about $30, and this starter kit can help you introduce your project, this particular project, to your club. If you go on the website, they do a wonderful job. It was started by a Rotarian, a Rotary Club, and thereafter each book is around $18 a piece. It's kind of a fun way to kind of sneak in literacy and also talk about the Rotary 4-way test. It's at about a 1st through 3rd grade level, so if you want to kind of think about how you can incorporate and partner with your schools in literacy, this might be one way to get started. Also, many clubs are giving away dictionaries or thesauruses, and I have even heard of certain clubs giving away Spanish-English dictionaries. For a great overview of examples of literacy projects throughout the world, I really like Rotary Showcase. The easiest way that I think, or that I have found, that you can get to Rotary Showcase, if it seems to be a little confusing through the Rotary International website, is to Google Rotary Showcase and then follow the links from Google. It's a wonderful way. I have found a myriad of different types of ways that people give away dictionaries. If people say, oh, I give away dictionaries, but do they give away dictionaries at a family function in the evening? Do they give a dictionary away at their club meetings? You can find all that information on Rotary Showcase because it does break it down through the areas of focus, and literacy is one of them that you can focus on. So it's very easy to find other projects that you might want to adapt to your club. Here's what some other areas are doing. The Truckee Rotaries got together to combine their literacy project with their Rotarians at Work Day, and they selected making bookshelves for their partner schools and libraries, and then they filled those shelves of those bookshelves with either books that they collected or books that they purchased. And it was a fantastic, I believe they did five projects, 5 bookshelves for various organizations. If you're interested on talking to the Rotarians that worked on this project, you can contact Eileen Driscoll Norman at the Truckee Sunrise Club, and she'll be happy to share that information with you. If you need her contact number, feel free to give me send me an email or give me a call, and I can forward that information to you. But there's lots of opportunities, especially either through March, which is Rotary Literacy Month, or through Rotarians at Work Day, that you can incorporate a literacy project into what you're doing currently, kind of expand it a little bit. One of the district projects recommendations that I had set forth, and we had set forth from the district literacy committee, is to help people explore this concept. It's called the Little Free Libraries, and there's the website there. It's basically a give and a take. This project has piqued the interest of many club members, and a lot of them are not only exploring it, but they've done some interesting adoptions of it. The program was adopted is a concept of take a book and leave a book. It's kind of a sharing community concept, and it could help gather a community together in a meeting place, especially in those communities like we have in our district that might have limited or long distance access to books or bookstores or to libraries. It's a great look on that littlefreelibrary.org is go and kind of noodle around in that website, and you can see some of the things that people have done. They also list areas where little free libraries are located. I have contacted a few of them, and a few of them are here. Examples are wonderful. I love Carol and Elizabeth up in Alturas. They have done such a great job on the Little Free Libraries. Carol that was her thing, and they just went to it, and they did a great, great job. I just love it. The other club that I absolutely love, just an interesting concept on this Little Free Libraries, was the Grass Valley group, the Grass Valley Rotary Club. They worked with their interactors, and what Susan did is she went to the local newspaper, asked the local newspaper if they had some extra or surplus newspaper racks. And they said, sure, we have about 4 or 5. And then Susan contacted the local interactors, asked them if they'd like to decorate those newspaper racks. They did. As you can see here, they were having a fabulous time. And she has since placed 3 of these newspaper racks as little free libraries throughout the community of Grass Valley and Nevada City, and it's been fantastic. So it was a great project between the interactors and the club members, and it was just been a fantastic experience. This is about 2 years ago, and they still talk about it to this day. The other person that I contacted through Little Free Libraries was Emily Headley. She's the executive director at Sierra Place, which is a senior community living in Carson City, Nevada. She said that the reason why they liked this concept is because they put this Little Free Library outside of their main entrance, and the seniors in her community will go out to the Little Free Library and interact with people that come by and pick up a book or drop a book. And it was good for her seniors or her residents of her community because it gave them some community outreach. And it's fabulous to talk with her. I have traded emails and spoken with her, and she has nothing but exciting compliments about this program. If you go on the littlefreelibrary.org website, you'll see other communities that have adopted this concept also. And it really has become a community effort. Lots of Rotarians, lots of other community organizations. It's just something that if you wanted to take your project, your literacy project to the next level, or wanted to be involved in a Rotarians at Work project, this might be something that you could look into. Another project that I discovered was this project started by a Rotarian in Los Gatos, California. They partner with a local church to bring homes and lights to a small community in Mexico. The major concern that this church had when they were working with the Rotary Club was that when the sun set, there were only kerosene lamps in this community that's the only way that their children could read was using kerosene lamps at night. And they did not feel that it was very healthy for these children to be reading at night using those kerosene lamps in such a small, close quarters as their houses were. So what the Rotary Club did through, the gentleman's name is Doug McNeil, is he is working with high schools and middle schools. They construct a solar lamp, and then they donate that those little solar lamps to the church, and the church takes them when they go on their mission trip to build houses in the area in Mexico. I introduced this concept to our international committee, and we're having one of our members of our international committee is going to be going on the trip to Mexico during spring break to see if we might want to investigate and work on that project also with them. It couples a couple of different areas. It couples interactors with schools, particularly a great program for a STEM, S-T-E-M program in constructing lights, working with electrical and engineering projects. They have partnered with corporations in the area that have donated the supplies to build these solar lights. It's just all the way around a very, very nice and exciting project. I think that the greatest thing about this also is that I found it simply by Googling Rotary Literacy Project, and up pops Lighting for Literacy. So if you want to Google Rotary Literacy Project, or better yet, if you want to find out what some other links and some other opportunities are that are going on in our district, you can simply go to the District 5190 website to explore other literacy opportunities. Here's a place where you can focus your literacy projects if you want to look at some dates in your calendar year. International Literacy Day is traditionally always September 8th. Rotary International Literacy Month is coming up. It's March. And Dr. Seuss's birthday, which I know a lot of clubs read Dr. Seuss books at elementary school, on March 2nd. Also, in keeping with the thought that literacy is important in all aspects of life, there is a recorded financial literacy webinar already on the district website under the Learning tab. You'll click the Learning tab, and the drop-down menu will show you that the district has district webinars, and click on that and you will find a wealth of knowledge in the district webinars that are currently recorded and on our district website. So that's it for now, folks. I hope I gave you a couple of good ideas to take away. If I did, then I accomplished my goal tonight. Here's my contact information if you have any questions, and I look forward to chatting with you at any one of our future meetings about literacy projects or about what your thoughts are. If you would like me to come to your club or your area and do a literacy presentation, just send me an email. I'd love to come. Next week I'm going to be going to Amador Upcountry to talk to them a little bit about literacy and how they can get started. Have a fabulous rest of your evening, and thanks for attending. I'll turn it over to Vicki now.
Thank you so much, Lindy. Thank you again for your participation, and good night.